We're going to be picking up on Act 2, Scene 1 of Julius Caesar. And just like before, we're going to be reading the right hand of the page only, the modernized version. So if you remember back to the end of Act 1, Cassius and Casca are plotting to kind of get Brutus to come all the way on their side to join in on the assassination of Caesar. And Cassius told Casca to go take these forged letters and put them in places that Brutus would see. So we enter Brutus into the orchard. Lucius, are you there? I can tell by the position of the stars how near it is to daybreak. Lucius, are you there? I wish I had that weakness to sleep so soundly. Come on, Lucius, wake up, I say. Lucius! Lucius enters. Did you call me, my lord? Put a candle in my study, Lucius. Call me when it's lit. I will, my lord. Lucius exits. The only way is to kill Caesar. I have no personal reason to strike at him, only the best interest of the people. He wants to be crowned. The question is, how would being king change him? Evil can come from good, just as poisonous snakes tend to come out in the open on a bright sunny day, which means we have to walk carefully if we crown him. I have to admit we'd be giving him the power to do damage. Rulers abuse their power when they separate it from compassion. To be honest, I've never known Caesar to let his emotions get the better of his reason, but everyone knows that an ambitious young man uses humility to advance himself. But when he reaches the top, he turns his back on his supporters and reaches for the skies while scorning those who helped him where he is. Caesar might act like that. Therefore, in case he does, we must hold him back. And since our quarrel or fight is with his future behavior, not what he does now, I must frame the argument like this. This position is furthered. His character will fulfill the predictions, and therefore we should liken him to a serpent's egg. Once it is hatched, it becomes dangerous, like all serpents. Thus, we must kill him while he is still in his shell. So he's comparing Caesar to a snake before it's hatched from its egg, that once it gets bigger, it could kill you. So it's best to kill it while it's in the egg. And that's kind of the metaphor he's using here for Caesar. Lucius enters. The candle is burning in your study, sir. While I was looking for a flint to light it, I found this paper in the window, sealed up like this, and I'm sure it wasn't there when I went to bed. He gives Brutus the letter. Now remember, this letter came from Cassius, and it's supposed to seem to Brutus that it's from a villager, someone that is a common person. Go back to bed. Isn't it daybreak yet? It is tomorrow, the 15th of March, boy. And if we remember back to the Ides of March, that would be the 15th of March. Remember, the soothsayer or the fortune teller sort of told Caesar to beware the Ides of March, and that would just mean the middle of the month, the 15th of March. Lucius says, I don't know, sir. Check the calendar and come tell me. I will, sir. He exits. Now, when Lucius exits the stage, Brutus would be there on stage alone, and this would be a soliloquy when the actor is on stage by his or herself talking to the audience, but it's meant to be taken as they're talking to themselves. And this is Brutus's soliloquy. The meteors whistling in the sky are so bright that I can read by them. Brutus, you're sleeping. Wake up and look at yourself. Is Rome going to, etc., etc.? Speak, strike, fix the wrongs. Brutus, you are sleeping. Wake up. I've noticed many such calls to actions left where I would find them. Is Rome going to? What does this mean? Will Rome submit To one man's power? Many ancestors drove Tarquin from the streets of Rome when he was pronounced a king. Speak, strike, fix it. Is this asking me to speak and strike? Oh, Rome, I promise you, if it were meant to receive justice, you will receive my hand. So these were many letters that would have looked, all the different, here that's in quotation marks would be the different things that the letters would have said, like, Brutus, you need to come to action, and we don't need a king. They were afraid to have a king because a king is all powerful, right? He can do whatever he wants. There would be no republic. Lucius enters again. Sir, 15 days of march have gone by. The sound of a knock off stage. Go to the gate. Somebody's knocking. I haven't slept since Cassius first began to turn me against Caesar. From the time when you decide to do something terrible to the moment you do it, everything feels unreal, like a horrible dream. The unconscious and the body work together and rebel against the conscious mind. Lucius comes back. It's your brother-in-law, Cassius, at the door. He wants to see you. Is he alone? No, sir, there's others with him. Do you know them? No, sir. Their hats are pulled down over their ears, and their faces are half buried under their cloaks, so there's no way to tell who they are. Let them in. And he exits. It's the faction that wants to kill Caesar. Oh, conspiracy, are you ashamed to show your face even at night, when evil things are most free? If so, when it's day, where are you going to find a cave dark enough to hide your monstrous face? No, don't bother to find a cave, conspiracy. Instead, hide your true face behind smiles and friendliness. So he's, because they're conspiring to kill Caesar. He's using personification here. He's talking in his, to himself, kind of talking to conspiracy as if it were a person. If you went ahead and exposed your true face, hell itself would be dark enough to keep you from being found and stopped. The conspirators enter. Cassius, Casca, Decius, Cinna, Metellus, and Trebonius enter. I'm afraid we're intruding too boldly on your sleep time. Good morning, Brutus. Are we bothering you? I was awake. I've been up all night. Do I know these men who are with you? Yes, every one of them. There isn't one of them who doesn't admire you, and each one of them wishes you had as high an opinion of yourself as every noble Roman has of you. This is Trebonius. Brutus says he is welcome here. This is Decius, Brutus. He is welcome too. Casca, this is Cinna, and this is Metellus, Cimber. They're all welcome. What worries have kept you awake tonight? Can I have a word with you? Brutus and Cassius whisper together. While they're whispering, the other men are speaking. Here's the east. Won't the dawn come from here? No. Excuse me, sir, I will. It will. These gray lines that lace the clouds are the beginnings of the dawn. You are both wrong, pointing to his sword. Here, where I point my sword, the sun rises. It's quite near the south, since it's still winter. About 2 months from now, the dawn will break further toward the north, and due east is where the capital stands here. He's come up. Brutus and Cassius have been talking, remember? And he says, give me your hands, all of you, one by one. And he shakes their hands. Cassius says, and let us swear to our resolution. No, let's not swear an oath. If the sad faces of our fellow men, the suffering of our own souls, and the corruption of the present time aren't enough to motivate us, let's break it off now, and each of us go back to bed. Then we can let the ambitious tyrant continue untapped, challenged, until each of us is killed at his whim. But if we have reasons that are strong enough to ignite cowards into action and to make weak women brave, and I think we do, then, countrymen, what else could we possibly need to spur us into action? What bond do we need other than that of a discreet Romans who have said that they're going to do what they say they're going to do, basically, and won't back down? And what else do we need other than than that we honest men told each other that this will happen or we will die trying. Swearing is for priests, cowards, overly cautious men, feeble people, and those long-suffering weaklings who welcome abuse. Only men whom you wouldn't trust anyway would swear oaths. And for the worst reason, don't spoil the justness and virtue of our endeavor, nor weaken our irresponsible, irrepressible spirits by thinking that we need a binding oath. When the blood that every noble Roman contains within him would be proven bastard's blood if he broke the smallest part of the promise he had made. But what about Caesarea? Should we see what he thinks? I think he will stand along with us. Let's not leave him out. No, by no means. Yes, we would get his support, for his mature presence will make others think well of us and speak in support of our actions. They'll assume that Caesarea, with his sound judgment, ordered the actions. His dignified maturity will distract attention from our youth and wildness. So Cassius and Cinna want to bring Caesarea into it. Because he's older and more mature, they believe that the town people will blame it all on him. Brutus says, no, don't even mention him. We shouldn't tell him about our plans. He'll never follow anything that other men have started. Then leave him out. Indeed, he's not right for this. But should we go after Caesar? No one else? Good point, Decius. I don't think it would be wise to let Mark Antony, whom Caesar is fond of, outlive Caesar. We'd find that he was a dangerous plotter, and as you know, his connections, if he put them to good use, might be enough to hurt us all. To prevent this, Mark Antony should die along with Caesar. Brutus says, our actions will seem too bloody if we cut off Caesar's head and then hack at his arm and legs too. Caius Cassius, because Mark Antony is merely one of Caesar's arms. It'll look like we killed Caesar out of anger and Mark Antony out of envy. Let's be sacrificers, but not butchers. We're all against what Caesar stands for, and there's no blood in that. Oh, how I wish we could oppose Caesar's spirit, his overblown ambition, and not hack up Caesar himself. But unfortunately, Caesar has to bleed if we're going to stop him. Noble friends, let's kill him boldly, but not with anger. Let's carve him up like a dish fit for the gods, not chop him up like a carcass fit for the dogs. Let's be angry only long enough to do the deed, and then let's act like we're disgusted by what we had to do. This will make our actions seem practical, not vengeful. If we appear calm to the people, they'll call us surgeons rather than murderers. As for Mark Antony, forget him. He'll be as useless as Caesar's arm after Caesar's head is cut off. To which Cassius replies, but I'm still afraid of him because of the deep-rooted love he has for Caesar. Alas, good Cassius, don't think about him. If he loves Caesar, then he can only hurt himself by grieving and dying for Caesar. And I'd be surprised if even doing that, for he prefers sports, fun, and friends. So Brutus is saying that he doesn't really, it's not that he has a problem with Caesar now. He just is afraid that Caesar is going to get power hungry and overthrow or overtake everyone and become more of a tyrant.